I am Gastón Mauro Díaz. I'm a researcher from Argentina. My starting point was forest engineering, and then I specialized in remote sensing. I work mostly with the native forests of Patagonia forest, which here is a picture that I selected to break the ice, because I think that when you see it, the forest red, you think in infrared color, because we are very used to that. But no, this is a regular photo, as the vegetation in the forefront shows. It's just that in autumn there is a species called lenga in the Patagonia forest that turns red, and the rest of the year is green, and it looks very similar to the European Fagus sylvatica. Its scientific name is Notofagus pumilio. Well, this kind of forests are almost primary and with little human intervention, and it grows in complex terrain, and those facts make them very difficult for remote sensing. Well, the roadmap of this presentation will be sound straightforward. I will start with natural diversity of Argentina. Then I will talk you about CONICET, which is the main research institution from Argentina. Then my actual working place, which is CIEFAP. There I have my office. And I will end with talking about the remote sensing of the Patagonian Andes forest. But addressing all this topic, it will produce certain branching when I talk about the natural diversity of Argentina, and also certain divergence when I introduce the institution, because I want to tell you about this Argentinian satellite mission called SAOCOM, but at the end all will converge in forest mapping. Well, first thing first, Argentina is very far away from here, and well, we speak Spanish there, so that is the source of my accent, if you are wondering. Argentina is a large country with a lot of different regions. It has jungles, it has savannas, it has forests like the one you have, and also it has a vast plain where a lot of crops grows. And well, it has a national parks network that is somewhat related with where there is less human use of the land. If you can see the central park where all the crops are, is no national park there. Well, this central park has is well known, traditionally known, but its production of grains and meat. But recently the soy is a very profitable activity. in the north, we have pine plantations that grow very fast. In 20 years, from the plantation to harvesting is very common, even a little bit less. Well, this wood is used for paper and also for structure for building roof, for instance, of buildings. Then in the north, we regarding the native forest, we have from a savanna-like environment to jungle. And in Patagonia, we have forest and desert, like a steppe, sorry, that looks like a Western movie, like where the cowboys are, the Far West. But in reality, it is a very short strip of forest near the mountains at the west, and large the steppe is run large till the Atlantic Ocean, and that is how it looks like. Here is the forest, and the white is the steppe. Sorry, that word is confusing to me. And in the west, we have Chile as limit, and in the east, we have the Atlantic Ocean. And in the very south is a land called Tierra del Fuego that is here. Then we have bogs there. It's similar to Estonian indeed, as a colleague told me. The colleague that was there years before told me. So we have lower mountains, more moisture, and the native forest grows better. That means that it has a better timber production, and so it resembles Estonia. Well, regarding how we use this land, we are a culture vastly oriented to grow crops, and what is happening, for instance, in the Parque Chaqueño, is deforestation to grow soy. In Patagonia, we are lucky because there is no such pressure of agriculture, but we have it's a relative minor problem, which is livestock grazing in the forest. That activity is seen as most profitable than timber production, and the problem is that the cows eat the young trees, the sapling, so the forest go older and older, and it doesn't have young trees. Well, going to the research institution. Well, the main research institution is CONICET, and I'm from CONICET. I am employed on CONICET. And we are about 11,000 researchers working in 300 research centers. For instance, I am an employee of CONICET, and I work in CIEFAP. Well, a criticism of this system is that science have little impact on economy. So, but is the trend now, although it's a complex system to make such affirmation, but it seems that it's the trend is that CONICET is starting to articulate with other institutions that are more focused on build things. As an example, we have the National Space Activity Committee, which is CONAE, and this agency is working in a satellite mission called SAOCOM, which stands for Argentinian Microwave Observation Satellite, and it's a joint effort of CONAE and ASI, which is the Italian Space Agency. So SAOCOM and Cosmos SkyMed will form the constellation called CIEFAP. And Argentina is interested in this technology to sense soil moisture. But other applications are also welcome, and we have recently some forest fires in Patagonia, and I'm part of a project that CONICET and CONAE and other institutions all together will help the National Fire Management Service by providing it with a platform with the information that they need ready, which is a maybe basic stuff that we don't have yet. Inside this other institution is CIEFAP that I mentioned you earlier, and which is the Patagonian Andes Forest Research and Extension Center. That is for what the CIEFAP stands for, and is an institution that dedicated to research, development, and innovation, and in all related with renewable natural resource, particularly those linked with forests and other woodlands. And CIEFAP originated in about 33 years ago. It was a joint effort of province and universities with a strong support of Germany. And then in 2010, that was like an incubation phase. Then in 2010, Germany, during the incubation phase, was a German director. Now it's an Argentinian director. But the relation with Germany is rich. And now, next month, we're going to start a project of about 1 million euros that joins CIEFAP with the University of Göttingen and the Free University of Bolzano. It's an Italian university. And going to be one of the topics that it will is residency. And a PhD student will form, and well, the topic is chance detection, forest disturbance, analysis of time series of Landsat and Sentinel data. Well, this is CIEFAP view from above. Is a drone that we have. And well, this is a lot of information here about the staff, maybe more than we need. We are about 70 people, and from this large amount of people, we are about 20 researchers. So the other group is technical support, administrative staff, and also people on formation, PhD student, I mean. Well, CIEFAP is divided into 6 departments that are not equally large and equally populated by people. So I listed them here in order of importance, of size, in order of size. Forest protection is first. It is strong on everything related to fungi, like forest disease and not good forest production, particularly eating fungi that can be eaten. Then comes ecology of terrestrial systems, which is strong on forest ecology, particularly post-fire restoration. Then sustainable forest management, strong on integrative forest management, which is a type of management that tries to harmonize conservation and productive goals. That kind of management is very important for Patagonia because it's pristine nature. We want to get products from it, but also conserve it. It then is my department, which is Geomatica. I will develop it next. And finally, wood technology, which is promoting the use of wood for building houses, because in Argentina, the houses are built with bricks mostly, and the wood is used for the roof only, something very different than here. My department is spinal research topic is forest inventory with satellite information. Recently, we are working with hemispherical photography, very active with these 3 topics, which are hemispherical photography for leaf area index calculation. Indeed, this topic is the one that brings me here to work with Mike Lang. Then we also are working with terrestrial laser scanning for biomass assessment and photogrammetry with drones for biomass mapping. We group all this together below the short-range remote sensing headline, because we don't have aerial sensors, we don't have LiDAR, we don't have ortho photos. So we need a way to close the chance between field data and satellite remote sensing, which is of great relevance in heterogeneous landscape that the one we have. Well, we need to, if we are interested in mapping biomass, we need to map it. We need all this area to cover. We have almost 4 million hectares. Most of them are native forests, and there are some industrial plantations. This is only Patagonia. The native forest is very challenging. It's very diverse, so this is not a representation of all the native forests. Then we have Pinus ponderosa plantation in the ecotone, which is the land between the forest and the steppe. And but they are young plantation, so it's an activity that it doesn't take off till now. And the terms are very long in comparison with the north of Argentina. From plantation to harvesting we expect that 50 years need to pass. Well, so I will tell you about how we calculate this quantity of hectares. Well, we use a spot 5 satellite, which is a multispectral sensor with the green, red, near infrared, and short wave infrared bands of 10 meters resolution, and a panchromatic band of 12.5 meters. And with that data, raw data, we make a pan-sharpened product, and we use it as a base for obtaining the classification. We are very interested in this high resolution product because of the great heterogeneity of the forest. Also, we use multi-season Landsat data. Well, one of the first tasks was, so to speak, expectation management, because people, the maps that are available, the maps that were made before, have a legend oriented to what we can see from the field. But what we can see from remote sensing, particularly optical remote sensing, is very different. So we changed the legend, but still we have a very challenging legend with 34 classes. Yeah. So how we work it? We use object-based image analysis, which is a method, a subfield of image analysis that addresses automatic object recognition. What this means? This means that we wanted a way to really exploit this high resolution information, relative high resolution. Well, the key step, the methodological steps of this method, the object-based image analysis, which are often referred to as OBIA. Sorry, is how we say it in Spanish. So the key are segmentation and feature extraction. Segmentation is grouping pixels together, and then when those pixels are grouped, we can extract information features from them, and not only the radiometric information, the spectral information, which is what is available at the pixel level. At the object level, we can use information like texture, geometry. I mean the size, the form, if it is elongated, if it is compact. Well, it's really a big quantity of metrics that can be calculated with this approach. What we did is, in reality, a semi-automatic approach, because although it's a very, very powerful method, it will not be enough. It was not enough to reach the level of accuracy that we wanted. So we ran this automatic phase, and then manual phase followed. This was a very hard job, and I indeed was more more in this phase, and this phase was a huge show, but it was very repetitive. It was the work of 17 professionals, about 12,000 man hours, and in this particular part I was involved is how we validated this product, because it is impossible to visit all these hectares because two reasons. One is the accessibility. So we designed a first sampling around the edges of the rows to test how human interpreters are capable, or how much human interpreters are capable of see in the image in which what accuracy. So this trained human interpreter achieved 83% of overall accuracy, and then we made another totally random sampling, and this human interpreter, we were three looking at the same points, and well, with that method, we know that the overall accuracy of the product was around 80%. And there is a question from Sean that I will read. The question is about the accuracy that it was required. This product is used to take decision about how to manage the forest. So we wanted we are satisfied with the accuracy that we obtained now, which is not extraordinary, because this overall accuracy is it's overall. Some certain class have low accuracy, and others have greater accuracy. I think that the lowest one is 10 points less than this. Hope it answered the question. Well, indeed, we are almost finished. Here is an example of how this work was done. And this in the upper left, we can see the segmentation that is done automatically. Then we can see how this segmentation is edited by hand if it's needed, and then how the thematic classification is also edited if needed. Here the thematic label changed, but also thematic label changed here and here. So for the accuracy evaluation, we used a diffuse confusion matrix, because it is not the same to confuse advanced forest with a completely different environment like a grassland. But if some of these classes have related with the percentage of coverage of trees, so we can be in the, by nature, these classes are diffuse, because it is not clear if they are on one side or the another, because it could be a sparse forest. So we are not sure about if it is a forest or not, because of the percentage of cover. No, we didn't discover any remnant of ancient village. No. Indeed, the people here was nomad. It doesn't build structure. So it's only tools can be discovered. Well, this is all. Aita, thank you. Gracias.